I wanted to get some of my, you know, most recent, I guess, movements and, I don't know, things that I can do with the bow staff up close, because I think every time I've done them, they've all been kind of far away. So I've never done a video to like really slow down those individual moves and show them one by one, as well as how they connect together. So I don't know the names of a lot of these, but kind of bear with me and I'll try to break them down, at least in terms of what's going on. Start with one hand first and then move into two. So most of the first stuff is going to involve one and then go into two. So the very first thing is going to be what is, I think, known as a roll, maybe, but it's basically scooping in and out. It's the very first thing you learn when you do bow staff. And you can go the other way with it. You can also turn as you do it. You know, and scoop larger, or keep your wrist tight. Okay, the next thing is the same thing but the opposite direction. And what I imagine is I'm basically swinging around the end of it as if I'm trying to follow it and hit it with something. Kind of
Like my style?
it,
Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos.
You can think of rowing. And imagine you're swinging, you know, or rowing the boat. Oh. Okay. So now it's the same thing, but now you can also, oh wait, hold on, it's going backwards. You can also do a little throw with it. It's like a little wrist roll. And I kind of over exaggerate my body, but you get the point. Just to see the movement. Okay. And then same thing with the left hand, you know. Gotta work on both hands. Same thing about the wrist roll. And then you can actually connect it. So where one arm finishes, and normally you do a wrist roll, you can actually catch it and continue it. And that's a very common move. You'll see people doing that very fast, and I can start doing it pretty quickly too. So it looks like this. So slow. Okay, and then fast. You can combine a hop at the end of this one to give it basically 3 spins. So it's another wrist roll. And I actually hop my wrist. I've learned to like hop my wrist while I'm doing it, and it gives me like an extra boost. So I basically like give it a little more energy, push it up as I'm spinning. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then kind of where I've gone from there is starting to do stuff behind my back. So I've realized you can also, you can spin behind your back. I'm not quite there yet, but just turning it as I'm rolling it, I'll spin into it, I'll turn into one side and then keep it going. And then I can add a jump or hop of the bar after I pop out of it. So I can show you with and without that. Okay, so then you start just combining these things and you can make more and more moves, more and more combos. And yeah, there's a few of the things I know that I do kind of put in between, and one is holding it, you know, the reverse grip, and you know, spinning from around the back to the front, changing to the normal grip, and going in between those for kind of a dance-like motion with it, and that's pretty fun. Yeah, so those are some basic moves, and that's kind of where I started with bow staff. It's been about 6 months, and I've kind of just strung these things together and, you know, been able to create longer and longer combos and move more without stopping, which I think is ultimately what you want to do, because, you know, obviously dropping the staff doesn't feel good. Getting hit by the staff doesn't feel good. So, you know, you want to be able to move for as long and as fluidly as possible, because it gives you a sense of confidence, and, you know, it just obviously increases your overall ability. The more you're controlling it, the more you're holding it, the better you're going to get. But the more it's on the ground, out of your hands, obviously you're not improving. So, you know, that's kind of the point of that. So, I think I'm going to have to move here, but let's try to just string some set together and see how it looks. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's quite a bit of effort, and doesn't always look good, especially when you drop it, but it's very satisfying. And if you can manage to hold on to it, and you know, better yet, if you can manage to even spin it, it's gonna feel great. Eventually it's gonna move the way you want it to move. It's just a matter of time. So it's not the best tutorial. Wasn't even initially what I intended, but hopefully it does kind of help. You know, it's just starting basic, starting small, and then, you know, building. It's like Legos. and it's gonna feel probably stiff at first, and that makes sense because it's a new movement and your wrist especially has to adjust to all the spinning it has to do. If you're not used to being so low to the ground, that's probably going to get you too, because you know your knees are going to do a lot of work because some of the positions are pretty low. So yeah, overall bow staff is a really good martial art to get into. I don't know exactly where it falls under in terms of the discipline, but it's incredibly rewarding. It hurts like hell when it hits you, it really does, but as long as you don't bust your teeth out, you know, or knock yourself out unconscious, then in most cases it's probably going to be worth it. So I can't speak for everybody, but I've fortunately haven't done that yet. So yeah, if you're getting into it, then you know, feel free to, you know, ask me any questions. And I'm just about 6 months in. I'm not an expert, but I have a decent idea of, you know, how to select one and how to use it without hitting yourself. And yeah, most importantly, how to have fun with it, because overall that's kind of the goal. You got to get out there often. You can't be afraid of it hitting you, but most importantly, don't put yourself in a position to get hit often. So that means learning control and learning the basics. So I might try to do a better, more full tutorial of those in the future, but we'll see. This is just a number one video, very low effort, but just see how it goes. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care until the next one, and peace.